Hi, it's Karen with RT Systems. We're going to talk today about the RT Systems programmers and the editing abilities for the data that makes it so much easier to manage what you have in your radio, to straighten it out, to make changes if there are a lot of changes that have been done on the repeaters. So we're going to work in the 2730 today, and everything I show you works in all the programmers. And last night when I was talking to a group, I commented that I use a lot of keyboard commands. RT Systems has built in under Edit, Find, Go to, Insert, Delete, Move up, Move down, Cut, Copy, and Paste. But sometimes it's just too much trouble to reach over and grab that mouse and find this and click on it. It's even too much trouble to right click and get the command out of the drop down menu. This is the same menu that you just saw at the top under Edit. So what I do is I'm going to come over here and let's say everything in Lagrange I want to skip. So I change this one, press the space bar and change it. I tabbed out of it and arrowed back. And now that the black box is around skip, I press Control C, which is Windows copy command. And by the way, any place I reference Control for Windows is Command for Mac. Same letters, different key to start it. Then I hold the shift and the down arrow, and you notice how that column is highlighting. And in all honesty, that keeps me in the same column so much better than trying to drag my mouse. Now, I am on a desktop and I have a mouse, so it's just about as easy with the mouse. But if you're on a laptop with a little touchpad that you're trying to use as the mouse, you could end up with all kinds of things highlighted. Shift down arrow, and if I get more than I want, I just shift an up arrow and it takes them off. And then Control V, like Victor. Yeah, you thought it was going to be Control P for paste, right? Well, it's not. And I promise you that's because Control P was already taken with a print command. So they had to think of another letter, and C and V are right next to each other on the keyboard. So C is copy, and V, like Victor, is paste. Just is, don't fight it, just remember it. Okay? Again, if I want my bank to be different, I'm going to put everything in bank F. And I keep moving out of it and back because it copies better if I'm out of editing mode. And now I'm out of editing mode. Control C and Shift down arrow and Control V, and all of those are in bank F. I can do this with fields that are drop downs, or I can do this with fields that are check boxes. Works the same way. Just some of those little moves that make it easier. If you don't want to grab up your mouse, you can do Control Page down and look at the bottom of the screen. I just changed from memories to limit memories. Control Page down, and I'm now on the call channels. Control Page up, and I step right back through them, and now I'm in the memories. So I've changed this file a little bit from what we were looking at and working with a minute ago. One thing I want to show you is if I go to a column, and now I want skip to be off, and remember I come out of the column and come back so that it's no longer in edit mode, and Control C and shift down arrow, and I don't have to worry about going across these spaces. The programmer knows which ones it's going to touch. So just highlight all the way down in the column. This file better represents what the data probably looks like if you've been using your radio for a while. You've got blank channels, which most radios don't care about, duplicated frequencies, which may or may not be a bad thing. Names are not quite what you expected. In the order of the repeaters, they're in there in such an order that when you're looking for something, you just can't seem to find it. And that's where the RT Systems programmer can really help. There were some other things on that editing screen, and let's see how to use those. One was insert. If I want to insert a channel, that's shift insert. Can't just hit the insert button. That's shift insert. And it will insert a blank line and move everything else down. I can then use that blank line to put in information for a new repeater, or just leave it blank for the sake of organization on the sheet. And I want to delete a line. It's shift delete. And remember, this moves everything up. So if your channel numbers are precious to you, don't want to use that. I'm going to take a second with my mouse and show you that clear channel is available, although it is only a mouse command. Clear channel will clear the channel that you're on without moving anything below it. Okay, now I'm going to come on down to this group, and I want to move these up. I want to get rid of some of these blanks. And I'm going to Control U. This whole group just moves right up for me and steps right up where I want it to be. Control D just moves them right back down. The whole group moves at one time. Or I can take one of them and I can Control U and step right up through the group, or Control D and move it back down. Now, another one that we have is Control F, which is find. And I'm going to look for 145.11, and it found it. And F3 is a repeat find command. Well, I just found it again. And now I'm at the end of it. Control Home will take me to the beginning of my file, and I find it once on channel 6, again on channel 71, and again on channel number 110. I just wanted to double check. Apparently this is a local repeater, and I wanted to be sure I had it in my radio. Hey, it happens. It's data management. Shift delete, and one of them's gone. Then we have go to channel. Well, I've come back up to the top and wait. I wasn't finished with 145.11. Control G, and I want to go to channel 60 where I found that frequency in this file. Okay, and I'm at channel 60, but this time I do want to use my mouse. I right click and I clear channel and see how nothing below it moved. So lots of editing abilities to get your data organized the way you want it. And one last tool is sort. Edit and sort. I can sort on any column on that page. And I'm going to show you something really slick. I'm going to sort by name. I'm going to do all channels, and I'm going to tell it OK. Auburn, Bowden, they're in alphabetical order. And I'm going to change all these to Auburn 1, Auburn 2, or 0, as long as they're distinct. All done. But I wanted my channels in the order they were in. I don't want them in this order. So I'll go back up to Edit, and I can undo the sort. Hey, look, all my blanks just came back. And if I find them, here are the Auburn ones that I just changed, and they took the change with them. You can undo a sort until you have saved the file. Once you have saved the file, the sort becomes permanent. So you can use that also to help organize your data and get it into shape so you get the best use from your radio. This is Karen, and I sure hope all this helped. And remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. 73s.